Let's talk about PlayStation a little bit. So everyone's like, oh, we're getting all your Xbox games. Ha 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 ha. PlayStation lost $10 billion. Like, you want to talk about how the market's going, it's not great. Not doing great for Xbox. They're having layoffs. PlayStation lost $10 billion. PlayStation started the layoffs back in October. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Sony plunged $10 billion after its PS5 sales cut. But a bigger issue is its near decade low games margin. Around $10 billion of value was wiped off Sony's stock this week after it cut its sales forecast for its flagship PlayStation 5 console for the fiscal year. But analysts who already thought Sony's PS5 target was too lofty told CNBC a bigger issue for the Japanese tech giant is the company's declining margins in its key gaming business. Analysts are now questioning why Sony's gaming margin is not higher despite higher margin products like digital sales of games and its PlayStation Plus subscription service. Seems like everybody's not meeting their targets. I think everybody over forecasted what would happen after COVID, and now they're reaping the benefits of that malaligned forecast. Around $10 billion of value was wiped off Sony stock last week after the Japanese tech giant cut its sales forecast for its flagship PlayStation 5 console. It was 25, now it's 21. Analysts who already thought Sony's PS5 target was too lofty told CNBC a bigger issue for the company are its declining margins in its key gaming business. And this is a year when PlayStation is going into a very soft year. 2024, it's going to be a slow year. Sony this week announced it now expects to sell 21 million units of the PS5 in the fiscal year ending in March, compared with a previous forecast of 25 million units. The company's shares fell after the announcement, with around $10 billion of value wiped off the stock since the forecast cut, according to a CNBC calculation using FactSet data. But analysts were watching another key metric, the operating margin in the gaming business, which came in just under 6% for the December quarter, according to a CNBC calculation. By contrast, Sony's operating margin was more than 9% in the December quarter of 2022. The shipment forecast cut for PS5 is not what is disappointing. What is disappointing is the low level of operating margin. He added that prior to January to March quarter of 2022, margins at the gaming unit were around 12 to 13% in the previous 4 years. That is a significant dip. That is a significant dip. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Good call. That's what PlayStation fans know that they're getting this year, and it's out on the 29th, I think, right? They got Helldivers. So it's really interesting that Sony's first party has like nothing for the year, and Helldivers probably just saved their bacon. That's crazy, though. This dip to 6%, that's not great. The latest quarter's single-digit margin for Sony is present despite various tailwinds that should have driven up the margins towards 20%, Goyle said, adding that the situation is extremely disappointing. These tailwinds include sales of its first-party games, which are increasingly in the form of digital downloads, in addition to its high-margin PlayStation Plus subscription service, which commands around 50% margin, according to Goyle. Their revenue on digital sales, add-on content, digital downloads are at all-time highs, and yet their margins are at decade lows. This is just not acceptable, Goyle said in an email to CNBC. Goyle qualified that the current margin for Sony's gaming business is almost near decade lows. The analysts question how, with all of these higher margin products, the gaming division's operating margin has remained so depressed. Isn't that crazy? Everyone's like, oh, Xbox is doomed. Xbox isn't going anywhere. Xbox is still owned by a $3 trillion company. Sony just wiped $10 billion off of their market valuation. Billion. Bungie just missed their targets by 45%. That means they came in almost half what they said they would. It's not looking good. Xbox is going to be fine. PlayStation, it certainly seems like they're having a rough year, even with the success of Helldivers, even with the success of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. What else do they have this year? They have Spider-Man 2 content coming. They have The Final Shape, which is multi-platform. And it's really interesting that the stuff that's multi-platform, like Helldivers, is seeing a massive success. Destiny 2 will release on everything. And that's going to help Sony a lot this year. But when they're not seeing the sell-through that they need to, it's very concerning for these analysts, and that should be concerning for Sony. Hiroki Totoki is going to make big changes at Sony. He is a very different person than Jim Ryan is. This era of PlayStation is going to get nuts. Serkan Toto, CEO and founder of Tokyo-based games consultancy Kantan Games, said he believed hardware production costs have actually come down since the PlayStation 5 is more than 3 years old, and Sony would have better economies of scale by this time. Toto said that part of the reason why margins are being squeezed more recently is that software production costs have been rising. Spider-Man 2, which came out last year and is produced by Sony-owned Insomniac Games, cost around $300 million to make, according to gaming website Kotaku, citing an internal presentation that was leaked after a ransomware group hacked the company. So these budgets seem to have a significant impact on their gaming margin over time, Toto said. Sony and Insomniac Group did not immediately respond to CNBC's request for comment. So, $10 billion, poof, gone. You know what else is going on over at Sony? PlayStation wants Bungie to get it together, get in some tip-top shape. PlayStation chairman wants Bungie to improve its business operations. Do they have the full pull quote? Official translation. Apparently this was originally about something else, and then Sony released the official translation, and it was much more pointed. In Sony's official translation, spotted by VGC, Totoki revealed that he met with Bungie management. He was frank in saying that from a business viewpoint, the developer had to change how it operates. He wants accountability for development timelines and better handling of business expenses. Beyond that, he praised Bungie staff for its live service knowledge. Employees were highly motivated, showing great creativity, he said. I hope to continue the dialogue and come up with some good solutions. Good on you, Totoki. You know why? Because he blamed management. He said, you're the leaders at this company. Get it together. Your employees are passionate. They love this IP. They want to work here at this company on this property. What are you doing? Why are you operating with the highest burn rate that we've seen? Why are your employees suffering for your terrible decision making? And honestly, like a 45% revenue miss, somebody doesn't know how to do math at that company. Their projections are absolutely insane. To miss by 45%. I really, really like Totoki. I don't like the layoffs that he had to do when he came in. Okay, they weren't layoffs, but clearly there was a headcount reduction at PlayStation. That sucks. That's never fun at any company. And like, I'm not going to give him praise for that. But his idea to get more aggressive with PlayStation and PC going day and date, the clear relationship shift from Jim Ryan's time to Hiroki Totoki's time is very surprising. I think we're at a very interesting time for the future of these console manufacturers. There's also this conversation, and I think I got it queued up here. Let me see. So this is like Kenichiro Yoshida talking with some analyst, I don't know, some bank guy. Let's see if it's coming through.
While PlayStation will remain our core product, we will expand our gaming experiences to PC, mobile, and cloud.
This is from 3 months ago. It's coming. They need more money. They need higher profit margins, clearly. So this was before the investor call, to Chat's point. And then they doubled down during the investor call. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for the subscribers. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. It's underneath the chat. You can sort of see it. But yeah, hit the thank you to the members. I really appreciate the members for supporting this channel. Thank you so much. Hit that join button right down there. Thank you for watching and following along. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody.